But
You know what? I kind of want to get your opinion on this subject about now Boosie. He was in hot water over.
the Dwayne Wade comment about his daughter, son, whatever it was.
No, it was something else. He kind of admitted to having some type of like I don't know if she was like a prostitute or escort or whatever, but it was some woman that he allowed to
Oh, yeah, had sex with his son.
or well, I heard just like give head.
Okay, something
Yeah.
to that effect.
Now, I mean, I agree that he
Oh,
was definitely wrong for like doing that. I mean, no matter how okay, his son I believe was maybe 12 or 13 at the time. So obviously you're the one that exposed your kids to like sexual activity that early. No matter if it's heterosexual or homosexual,
right.
he's definitely wrong in that and like that matter. But I mean, well, starting out, how you feel about how he kind of like exposed that information to the masses?
Well, for one, he should be going. He should be in jail for it because that's like accessory to rape.
Okay.
Um, yeah, the level of stupidity it takes to do some of the shit that happens, I swear, I don't even know where it comes from. How do you even achieve that level of stupidity as an adult? That's just the stupidest thing that's amongst the stupidest things that an adult could possibly do.
I mean,
I mean,
Boosie, he just a hood ass dude, man.
that's not hood. That's
He
just
hood.
stupid.
Oh yeah, of course it's stupid. Of course it's stupid, but
I can't see a bunch of hood dads out there saying, yeah, I'm gonna make some prostitute suck my son dick too. What the fuck? Ain't nobody thinking about doing that shit. That's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Boosie, if you somehow manage to get a hold of this podcast, you's a stupid motherfucker. And I hope they send your ass to jail again because you obviously didn't learn your lesson.
okay. All right, so all right, let me ask you this. Now this is gonna be controversial.
All right, that was controversial, but yeah, this should be controversial.
Okay, so you think Boosie should go to jail, right? Now,
I don't think he should go to jail. The
okay.
law suggests he should go to jail.
Okay, all right, okay. By saying that, do you think that the Wades should have some type of culpability of like allowing their son to go to a gay pride parade? Because remember, a gay pride parade isn't it supposed to celebrate like sexual activity, homosexual activity?
No, it's supposed to celebrate freedom of sexuality. That's what the parade is supposed to represent, not gay people having sex.
No, I'm not saying like gay people having sex out in the open
You
at a
said
pride parade.
sexuality. Yeah.
Right. But the parade is to celebrate your sexual freedom as a gay person, correct?
I would say that, yeah.
So why don't we bring our daughters to like strip clubs right now? Why
Okay.
not?
One, I would say that I don't agree with the kids being exposed to sexuality that young at all.
No matter if it's heterosexual
Yeah,
or
it's way too.
homosexual.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think that kids should be exposed to sexuality at all. Not at that younger age.
Okay.
And when sex is introduced, it should be introduced from a biological standpoint in terms of education to be inform them what their body parts are supposed to be doing so they know what to expect as they get older.
Okay.
That's how I think sexuality should be exposed to children. With regards to, do I think Dwayne Wade should be held accountable for letting his child go to a parade with gay people?
Right.
No, I don't think so. It's a parade. It's a public parade. It's a public affair
Okay.
where all eyes can be held accountable. Everybody can see what's happening. Versus having a prostitute give your son head in a private situation.
Hey,
I mean, that's two completely different things.
Oh yeah.
One, you paying for sex, and two, you paying for sex with the minor.
Right.
That's
The actual act is being done. So yes, that's definitely wrong.
completely different. Completely
Right.
different.
I mean, that boy is getting one hell of a life lesson within itself right there. But
I mean, that might actually make him end up being gay. Because we don't, I mean, I don't know the kid, but some kids, when they're exposed to that type of activity at such a young age, they don't know what to think of that. I don't know what his son knows.
Right.
You know, I don't know what level his son is on, but I know, some kids at that age, they still saying yuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see this. I don't want to kiss girls. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, you're going to traumatize them by having some grown woman that you done paid to come in here and do that. That can
think about
completely dissuade people from.
If you think about it, like he got a sherry broken by a older woman and having that act done to him. So I think for like the next few years, he's gonna constantly chase after that action from like older women. I don't think he probably gonna be try to mess with young girls. I think he'll try to go for older women from this point on.
I mean, that's a possibility, but there's also a possibility that he's traumatized and he may feel like that was a violation of himself. And he may completely stray away from the opposite sex.
You think a 12-year-old boy would think of it that way, though?
I very much think it's a possibility. I mean, you have to think about how kids these days are exposed to so much sexuality. I mean, I was watching some little kid show on one of these kids' Netflix shows, and it's a little boy in there. He like 7 years old, and they got him flaunting around openly gay. Like, come on, man, why we even need to have this on TV? But they're constantly engaging in social activities and seeing all this gay stuff. We can't control what they see. They're gonna see it, especially if the media is putting it out there for them to see. So for someone that young who may not have been who may have not grown into his self in terms of what he is or what he likes, and he sees this stuff on television, he may not be sure which direction he's supposed to go. And now you're coming along and forcing something on him. And we're obviously not part of that family to know what that kid is like, but who's to say that kid hasn't been questioning whether or not he likes boys or girls, and now you come along as a strict dad or a dad who wants your kid to be a certain way,
right?
He forced this on him, and now he's just going to completely push it away, and now he wants, what I'm saying? So he could have a complete adverse reaction.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, from this point on, man, I mean, that boy just probably needs some therapy.
Yeah, he absolutely need therapy.
He would definitely need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, by me asking that question, as far as like, okay, like a gay pride parade, is it to celebrate sexual expression, homosexual expression? I mean, my whole thing is, call me a caveman, but my whole thing is, if you're gonna bring a minor to a gay pride parade, it's like you subconsciously saying that kid is open for business.
I agree.
So why expose a little kid, a minor, to a parade like that? I mean,
I agree.
We shouldn't expose them to a heterosexual pride parade.
I agree.
So
I agree. I completely agree with that. Like I say, I don't think that they should be exposed to sexuality in that manner at all.
Okay.
Like I say, in school, through biology, the way most of us in our generation were, I think that's appropriate for a child. I don't think that it should be. I mean, it's even difficult to say if it should be on television right now because, granted, our kids are going to grow up and there's going to be a large gay community. By the time our kids become adults, it's going to be 60-40 out here. It may be more. It may be more than that.
I don't think so.
People heterosexual versus.
I don't think so.
We don't know. I mean, I don't know how close you pay attention to a lot of the programs. Is Chloe really? I mean, your youngest, your children don't really watch. I don't know. I don't think they watch as much television as mine does. But there are a lot of programs that have little gay boys and boys kissing and boys hugging and doing a lot of homosexual acts on television and on regular television. It's like.
Is this really, stuff on Disney Plus? Because that's all they watch.
Yes,
Disney
it's on
Plus.
Disney Plus.
Well, I need to unsubscribe from Disney then. if they're showing all that content, I don't want them to expose.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say to that degree on Disney Plus, but I know I've seen them having characters that were, if not said in plain English that they were gay, that they're flaunting around with
we as
scarves
adults,
on.
we would catch on to that,
Exactly.
but they would think it's just innocent or something
Right.
like that. Okay.
Children are not going to be able to distinguish that sexuality until they start to experience similar situations and like, oh yeah, that's okay because that happens on TV.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So
Okay.
yeah, but it's happening already. So as this generation grows up, there's only going to become more common for them to see that type of activity on television. I mean, can you imagine what we would have been like seeing? What was the Jussie Smollett, this gay character on television when we was that young? We'd have been like, ugh, what is that? Yuck.
I can't remember if we even saw it to that extent back then.
That's what I'm saying. And,
Yeah.
and on that show, they was kissing and touching and pushing each other over tables and shit. Like
now, like in high school, I mean, they were showing that on Oz, but you needed a HBO subscription in order to see that. But they had it on Fox.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Fox, right.
This is syndicated television. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
And at that, and this is one of their hottest shows. So you already know it's reaching millions and millions of people, and there are millions and millions of minds that have not fully developed their sexual preferences yet. So they're going to see this and start to wonder, you know, which side of the table they should be on. So as that generation matures, it's only going to, you know, replicate. We're going to start to see even more and more of this type of stuff on television. And I'm not saying I'm against the activity. I mean, you as an adult, you do whatever you want to. I don't care.
Yeah, live your truth. I don't care.
My children or something.
Oh yeah. We'll definitely agree then with that. Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, yeah, there is a chance that it's a 60-40 society by the time they get older. Hopefully it's not, but there's a chance.
If I was to guess right now, I think maybe is 10%, 90%, maybe.
That's more than that now.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I'm talking about worldwide.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have to remember there's certain cultures where this is way past normal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where there's some societies where it's completely well, that was probably third world societies, but where, you know, the majority of people in it are bisexual. But the point is, you know, when they get older, they're going to be exposed. It's going to be such a norm and accepted socially that, you know, a lot of us parents now it's going to be a lot of therapy that these parents are going to need.
I hope I don't have to go through none of that. Knock on wood. Because, hey, I mean, my preference, I would prefer that my daughters are heterosexual so that way they can have natural biological children so they can pass on my legacy. So that's the way that I'm looking at it from. So
yeah, I would probably say the same.
Yeah.
I would say the same. I don't have a problem with the people and their sexual preferences, and I'm not gonna, if things don't go the way I want them, I'm already prepared mentally to be able to deal with people and, you know, my children and their choices, whatever they may be. But I have my preferences, but I'm not gonna go hire a prostitute to have sex with my daughter. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's their choices of how they're gonna live their lives. But all we could just do is just be, good role models. Just tell them, you know, right from wrong, and just give them our takes. You know, how we grew up, how we think, why we think this way, and hopefully they'll just, you know, make sound decisions. So later on.
Yeah. Hell, shit. By the time they get to be adults, they may be an asexual race. They start producing children on their own without any interference.
Wow. Hey, do you have Hulu?
Yeah, I got Hulu.
Yeah. When you get a chance, try to watch this show called Mrs. America. Have you heard about it?
I have not heard about it. Mrs. America. What is it about?
All right, Mrs. America is about Phyllis Schlafly. She pretty much kind of like took down the Equal Rights Amendment that was trying to get passed by like the super left feminists with Gloria Steinem, Shirley Chisholm, Betty Friedan. So, but yeah, it's definitely a good series. It's kind of based on a true story, based on actual events back in the early 70s. So like yeah, stuff that they kind of cover in that series is definitely kind of applying to how we're living our lives today. So, well, it was kind of mind blowing. But right now, I'm halfway through the series, so it's only 8 episodes for that first season. So,
Okay.
me and Cassie got through 4 episodes last night. So, but yeah, it's so far it's pretty good. I mean, she think it's pretty dry, but she don't know like the major players from like back into that movement back then. I could kind of look at it and be like, oh, okay, so this what happened back then. So I could kind
Right.
of follow it, but she can't really follow because she don't know what was going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I'll get around to it. Doesn't sound interesting at all, but
Okay, all right.
I'm more
To
into
each his own.
mind numbing television. I'm more into mind numbing, but no,
You don't
I'll
want to
check it out.
think. You
You
want to
gotta
think.
understand, Rob. I come from a pedigree of overthinking. Like when I was very young, you know, my brother, you know, he was in the military when I was very young, and when he got out, I was still very young, and I was, you know, I was with him a lot. So a lot of the time, all we would be doing is thinking, oh my God, going over Bible scriptures and taking it a piece, tearing it to pieces, and you know what I'm saying, just the same thing with the Quran, going through the Quran and doing all this 5% stuff and all that. Man, I was doing all of that stuff while y'all was playing jungle gyms and shit. I don't want to think no more. See, this is where a lot of
What
my
age frame was this though?
what, let's see, he's 11 years older than me, so he was in the military at 18, so
So when you
I
was
was
like
9 years old.
9 or 10 years old,
Yes.
you was doing that shit where I was
Yes.
just playing video games.
I was sitting in the room having conversations about, you know, what reality is, and you know what I'm saying, how you know time was formed and all kind of crazy shit I did not expect to be exposed to. But yeah, I mean, all types of things. You know, all this Hebrew Israelite stuff. I was exposed to all of that stuff at a very young age. So during the course of my growing up and spending a lot of time with my older brother, a lot of shit was just stuffed in my head. So
Okay.
I tend to lean towards mind numbing television to completely evaporate more of those thoughts. So I don't have them anymore.
Wow. Okay. All right. All right.
But I
Well,
mean, you know, I occasionally I watch my documentaries. So I'll
I
check it.
recommend it. Like, well, I mean, it's not a documentary though. It's this actual like drama type show. But
Oh, so it's
but
called oh, okay. So it's a
it's a
it's
mini
an actual
series.
show based off kind of like how they did that other show with the lady with the hair. What was that show we watched?
Madam C.J. Walker.
Yeah, CJ Walker.
Oh
Because I
yeah.
think you've been told me to watch that too.
You know what?
Uh,
Cassie saw it, but I didn't finish it. But in Mrs. America, Kate Blanchett is like the main actress on the show. But yeah,
oh, okay.
it's pretty good. It got like a lot of people that you'll definitely recognize.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, you know, I watch some crazy shit, dude. I ain't gonna pretend like I don't sit here and watch complete Japanese soap operas and shit.
Uh,
My wife be clowning me like, why are you watching this shit? You don't understand nothing they saying.
but they got subtitles, right?
Yeah, of course they got subtitles, but it's like the stories be so
Right.
mind-blowingly crazy, and it's like, wow, that actually makes sense in the end. But yeah, so yeah, I definitely check it out. You said it's called Mrs. America.
Yeah, Mrs. America.
Mrs.
Yeah.
America. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check it out this week. I'll probably start watching it tonight. It ain't too late.
Okay.
It'll probably put me to sleep, so that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I
Cool,
wanted
man.
to talk to y'all about one thing before we get out of here. Let me see if I can remember what it was. It was about how Trump is considering churches and places of worship essential services, and that churches should be open and be able to hold mass and yada yada, so on and so forth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard something about that. Okay.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like worship is an essential service?
No, it's not. You could do it. You could do it from home. You could do it from
Easy.
home. I mean,
Some people will argue that you can't get the Holy Spirit watching through the television though, or through the computer.
my whole thing is it's supposed to be a separation between church and state. But if the
Okay.
federal government is mandating that, then churches shouldn't be operating as charities no more. If they're gonna be like essential like that, then they got to start paying taxes. If it's gonna be like a government mandate from that, right?
So if the government can mandate that they be open,
Right.
then they should be paying taxes.
Yes.
Because technically that's no separation of church and state. That's the
Right.
government
Right.
Controlling them in that sense.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I would probably argue that if it's complete separation from church and state, that they didn't have to close, that they made the decision or the choice to close.
Well, right, because per the governors, no establishment should like hold no more than 10 people at a time or something like that. But yeah, churches would fall under that. But like this is different. This is a pandemic, so I mean, you just kind of throw that church state out the out the window from that point on. But like, as far as now, I mean, people shouldn't be congregating, in like mass amounts anyway. I mean, it's just too early for all that. I mean, people can do everything they need to do, pray, worship, everything from home. I mean, you don't got to go to an actual building for that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I just think with the social distancing rules that are in place, every 6 feet, how do you tell your parishioners that they can't get in the church because the church filled and they only got like 10 people in it?
Well,
they gotta wait in line to get some praise Jesus.
I mean, they're gonna have to like stagger like pews, as far as like like one pew is gonna be empty, and then people just gotta sit like so like far apart. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the only way it can work. But still, I still wouldn't want my wife to take the girls to church if they was opening back up. I mean, she been watching it every Sunday via online, and she's gonna keep doing that until she feels safe to like go back to a church.
Yeah. I think it's unreal. It doesn't make sense. I mean, how do you reach all of your flock and tell them you can come to church? It's on the first come first serve basis. Who's gonna come running out their church to be first in line?
Yeah, because I mean, maybe he did that because I think he's trying to talk to his base, because yeah, he's talking to his base. Because folks is like doing these armed like protests of their state government. So, and as far as folks being armed, it's mostly coming from the right. I mean, the left is still protesting, but they're not really arming themselves like that. So,
yeah, as far as that's concerned, I mean, these people, they want to go back to work so bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand you want to have money in your pocket. You want to return your life to some sense of normalcy, but
right.
I just can't equate risking my life to going to work. I can't do that. I mean, fortunately, I don't have to get up and go to work, but even if I could, it would be a constant battle for me. I would be constantly like, man, y'all got to figure out a way for me to not have to come down here until this virus goes away. Y'all got to figure out some alternative ways to get done what we need to get done, that, where we don't need to be here. And it's like, some places you obviously can't do that. Restaurants, you can't make, you're going to lose money, but there's the delivery option, but you're going to lose some money. But for the most part, I can't think of too many businesses that actually require you to be physically there. Sales of car sales, I mean, they found a way around that. Unless you're making something, you know what I'm saying? If you physically have to make something and that's part of your job, then that's different. Manufacturing, you can't work from home if you're in manufacturing.
The meat packing industry, they were kind of like affected by so many cases.
Yeah, that would hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
So I mean, like those places are now what? So now we got a bunch of cows that ain't been chopped up now because the meat packing places.
I mean,
so here comes more global warming. Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if they had to halt production at these factories, then all these animals that didn't get killed, who's actually taken care of?
I don't know. I mean, the fact that the meat is not it's not being processed and being like available to be bought at grocery stores. I mean, that's going to be a problem later. But I mean, meat. Well, the price of meat is going to go up like eventually anyway. So
You think so?
yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't think it's. I wouldn't think so. I would think that the
it has to go up.
availability of meat. I would think that the availability of meat will be higher once we return.
Once we
Because
return, no,
we're not killing anything right now.
no wait. Um,
We have to kill cows in order to chop them up and give them to people. But if ain't nobody there to
right,
kill a cow and chop them up, that means that it's more cows than it was the day before, or the
but
day before that.
but it's no meat being processed.
Right. So when we go back, okay. So, but the government is subsidizing all of these factories, so it ain't like they in a rush to push meat out just so they can make money.
But it's like a lot of workers that's kind of like protesting not to go to work because
They don't want to go
fear.
back to work.
Right, they don't want to go. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. I mean, they're gonna have higher workloads, so they're gonna have to pay their staff more. But I mean, even still, the government is subsidizing payroll. So, and they saying now that they're not even gonna ask for the money back if you keep the people employed.
Oh,
So
they did.
I don't really see the point of raising prices.
Well, if the production of meat is not making itself to the grocery stores, then yes, it will go. It has to go up. I mean, that's just basic economics.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you're saying that the meat is not going to be produced because people don't want to go to work.
Right. Right.
If the people don't go to work, somebody gonna come to work. Somebody's gonna come to work. All it's gonna take is one. You know that shit ain't gonna last.
Yeah, but they won't have like the normal staff that would
Right.
take to get normal production, out.
So
out to the
right. So
masses.
yeah. I see what you're saying, but
Yeah.
but at the same rate, if there have fewer people there and their production is lower, I don't know that if the government is supplementing their payroll, they don't need to increase the price of meat in order to supplement the lack of payroll. You see what I'm saying? You would do that in a normal situation to supplement the lack of payroll.
But you still need the workforce in order to process the meat.
But that's what I'm saying. If you don't have the workforce and the government is supplementing your payroll, that means at some point you're going to have somebody come to work. Otherwise, you're just out of business.
Okay.
So if you can manage to stay in business and there's somebody that comes to work, is not going to be as many people coming to work.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So you'll still have your production is just going to reduce significantly.
You'll just like have a skeleton crew.
That's right. Right. You'll have a skeleton crew.
Right.
So that skeleton crew is only going to be able to produce what they can produce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. It's still gonna make the price more expensive because the demand's gonna be so high.
Right.
Yeah. So it's something we gotta face. Something y'all meat eaters gotta face. Well, you don't really, you're not gonna be missing it if.
I mean, if I was to stop eating meat, it's not the end of the world because I've been going back and forth for like the past few years, so it's not a big deal for me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's not gonna bother me either. I ain't gonna miss it at all.
Yeah, man. Shit. Hey, I can't believe we got through 2 hours.
Man, 2 hours. Yeah, well, we ain't really had no conversation in. All we've been talking about is fucking basketball.
Fuck yeah, sports. Yeah.
This is what you kind of expect the podcast to go like, though. 2 hours is supposed to go by like nothing when you're talking with good friends.
Oh yeah.
If them other two clowns was here, we'd probably be going to 4 hours.
You know what? And plus, I never even got a text from Nelly, so
he sure didn't. I don't know what happened.
I'm glad we started. So
we're gonna have to start penalizing them, man.
You know what, man? I mean, these fools don't care, man. I mean, it's not like we getting paid for this shit anyway. So
and we need some more explosive content, man. We need to just add it to the part where I said Boosie is a stupid ass or whatever the shit. Try to make that shit run with it.
I should make like a little folder of like sound bites or something like that.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. We gotta get something circulating. Boosie will show up at my house. Boosie, don't come to the south side. Somebody gonna kill you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it was a good one, man. I'm gonna go ahead, close it on out.
All right, y'all. Y'all getting through here. The Corner Store Podcast. My name is Rob, here with Phil. We're just closing it up. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share the content. And this is episode 11. We're closing out.
Peace.
All right, see ya. Have a good one.